Welcome back to VEGO, fast, vegan, and vegetarian for those on the go. The Pod Magazine show featuring items found on our healthy grocery store program of the same name. Chef Brian creates cool recipes exclusively for you, using only his simple ingredients and lots of love. His famous no-measure style makes creating great meals incredibly fast and truly a joy. So here he is, VEGO Chef Brian. VEGO, and you're done.
Hey everybody, welcome to VEGO. I'm Chef Brian. Welcome to today's episode. Hey, it's vast, vegan, and vegetarian for those on the go. And if you'd like to learn more about the amazing ingredients that we use here on the VEGO show, slide over to the website at bgangel.com and follow the links to the VEGO food program. And that's where you can save 20% off the top of all of these amazing ingredients. In fact, over 1,400 ingredients from our partners at Eco Ideas Canada. If you'd like to get that catalog and an amazing membership price list, no membership fee by the way, you can just slide over to the website, follow the links on the homepage, and it'll take you right there. Hey, today we're going to start it off with our essential ingredient, and today's essential ingredient is Konjac. Konjac spelled Konjac. Now, for those of you who don't know too much about Konjac, well, I got to tell you, you're going to know about Konjac in the future, because this is the most popular food ingredient for vegetarians and vegans literally around the world. Konjac, also known as glycomannan, is a herb that grows in many parts of Asia, and it's known for its starchy comb, not corn, comb, C-O-R-M, a tuber-like part of the stem that grows underground, and the comb is used to make a very rich source of soluble dietary fiber. Konjac is used, of course, in many different products. It's used as a thickening agent. It's used because of its texture that it adds to food. And when it's processed the correct way, it looks and tastes almost the same as your favorite pasta. And that is why it's being extruded in so many different shapes and forms to mimic all the different types of pastas. In fact, they even have machines now that are making it to look and mimic exactly like rice. And so we have an enormous variety of these products available, and is known as a dietary supplement in certain circles for weight loss and cholesterol management. And wow, it's a funny looking guy. If you get a chance and go over to our Instagram page on VEGO Food Show, and you'll see pictures that we posted of the Konjac root. And wow, it's a funny looking guy, but when it's done right, I've got to tell you, this is the new darling child for vegans and vegetarians literally around the world. Health benefits, wow. How about diabetes management? Research showing that consuming a mix of glycomannan and American ginsengs can lead to a moderate improvement in type 2 diabetes, non-insulin dependent. Weight management, we talked about that. Glycomannan made from the konjac can be beneficial for those looking to lose weight. There was a 2005 study that was done on that. Cholesterol, those with cholesterol have a higher risk of heart disease and stroke, and so doctors recommend water-soluble fiber to help support healthy cholesterol levels already within normal levels, ranges. And of course, healthy skin, it's reported to help those with skin issues and so many other issues. Now, our good friends at Eco Ideas are producing and have an incredible lineup of organic konjac noodles. And they come in two varieties, one that you rinse and one that is no rinse. And I mean, talk about low calories. A pack, which has got about 385 grams in it, 14 ounces, is only got 10 calories in it. And it takes literally 1 minute. You heard me right, 1 minute to make. The brand is called Better Than Noodles, konjac noodles. And there are a ton of varieties to choose from. First, it's gluten-free, soy-free, high in fiber, vegan, and so many other things. Now, the interesting thing about the konjac is that it actually has no flavor on its own, so you must flavor it for the flavors to pop. And there are so many different recipes that we can make with the konjac noodles. Now, I was telling you about the different styles. Well, they have ones that look like penne noodles. They have ones that look like Thai noodles. There's ones that look like spaghetti, ones that look like your favorite rice. I mean, it's just an amazing variety of shapes that they can extrude and make with this simple konjac. And the recipes, oh my goodness, I mean, any of your favorite recipes that you're used to do with pasta, you can do with konjac noodles. And so, the variety and the creativity here is endless, folks, and so you really can do a lot of things. Now, we do some pasta recipes with the konjac noodles using our powdered tomato from our Frequency brand, also available on the VEGO Home Food Program. But the one that I really wanted to focus in on today is making nori rolls. Now, these nori rolls, these Japanese rolls, I mean, they're one of my all-time favorites. And to make them at home, super, super duper simple. And we posted some pictures up on our Instagram page on VEGO Food Show. Now, here's how you do it. And it couldn't get any easier. First, you're going to need one of those bamboo rollers because they're very inexpensive, and you can get them just at your local grocery store where they have the Japanese and ethnic food sections. And it looks like just little strands of bamboo strung together, and it's very flexible. And the idea is you lay a piece of parchment paper or plastic paper on top of the bamboo roller, and then you put your ingredients inside a nori roll, which is a seaweed sheet. And it's like a kelp or bladderwrack or dulse, whatever you're using. Most of them are made from a seaweed made out of kelp, and it's black in color, and it's got a kind of a fishy smell to it, just like when you buy sushi at your local Japanese gourmet restaurant. And you lay the sheet down, and then you put your ingredients in, and then with the roller, you roll it up. And you come up to a little tuck of an edge, and then you push it firm to make it nice and round, and then you continue to roll it up completely, and then you unroll the bamboo roller. And then inside you've got this log of the nori, and inside is all of your ingredients. So the first thing we lay out on top of the nori sheet is, of course, the konjac rice. And I'm using the brand new one that they call the starchy rice. Yeah, they actually have konjac starchy rice. And I open up the pack, no rinsing required, and you spoon it out, and I put it right on top of the nori roll, which is lying on top of the bamboo roller. Now, the next is you put whatever your favorite ingredients is. For me, it's some slices of ginger, so I use pickled ginger, and I love using avocado cubes. I put some avocado cubes down. And then another guy I like actually putting a little bit of chopped parsley and chopped cilantro into it. It's something I don't see too often, but I really like. And another amazing thing, I like putting a few capers in. Wow, it really adds a really unique flavor to my nori rolls. Now, once it's all rolled up, the secret to keeping the whole thing tucked in is you take a little bit of water and you rub it along the leading edge of the nori roll, and then when you close it up, it magically seals itself up. Wow, it's so super simple. Now then you get a really sharp knife, and this is where paying a few bucks for a sharp knife really comes in. And my little secret to slicing the logs up into these 1-inch or 2-inch long pieces, which then you flip up onto this open side facing up, and then you have all this amazing platter of nori rolls. The secret to cutting it is you take a cloth, a damp cloth, and you rub the knife through the cloth so that the blade is a little bit wet, and then it slices cleanly right through the nori roll. And you have to do it each time so you get a nice clean cut. And presto, faster than you can say go through the drive-thru or get head over to your local restaurant, you've got a whole plate of nori rolls for yourself to munch on, and of course for your family and your friends and your neighbors. They're going to absolutely love you. And then when you start to do the different varieties, like maybe putting a few asparagus pieces into it, and then of course you can put in, there's now a vegan crab meat. That's it's a crab-like meat, but it's not made of crab. It's vegan in nature. You can use that now. And then, normally what I would do is I would drown it in a little bath of soy sauce. But we have now from Eco Ideas, we have the coconut marinade. And that's also available on the VEGO Home Program. And again, you'll find it on the catalog. And the catalog, you can get it for free at my website at bgangel.com. Right on the homepage, click on it. It'll take you to the catalog. And you'll see the coconut marinade. This is an amazing, healthy substitute for soy sauce, and you're going to absolutely love this guy. And that's how easy it is to make these amazing nori rolls, and you're going to definitely fall in love with that konjac sticky rice, because boy, that is super fast and super easy. And for you camping fanatics out there, and you live in the van life fanatics out there, and you Cadillac glamperers like me, I have an Instagram called Cadillac Glamper. Slide over and you'll see all of the cool things I do when I'm camping and glamping. But definitely for you glampers and campers and for you guys out there for summer picnics. Oh my goodness. Talk about an amazing visual treat for all of your invited guests when they see you making homemade nori rolls while you're out there in the beautiful summertime. Wow. This is why it makes it an amazing, easy treat for you to make. So definitely give this guy a try. I hope you enjoyed our little segment here talking about the nori rolls. Now, for our next segment, we're going to dive into a little bit of kitchen science, and I wanted to talk a little bit about nitrates. Now, nitrates are an interesting phenomenon, and it's a normally occurring product. Now, nitrates are natural chemicals that are found in the soil, air, and the water. And nitrates are used as food additives to stop the growth of bacteria, enhance the flavor of the food and the color of the foods. So it's a very, very common product. Now, nitrates are naturally found in vegetables in higher amounts in things like beets and celery, lettuce, radishes, and spinach. But what about nitrates in processed meats? You hear a lot of negative things about it because we find it in the deli meats, cold cuts, hams, bacon, sausages, hot dogs. And this is done to preserve the product, prevent bacteria growth, but it also gives the processed meats its pink color. And that's what makes it so much more attractive. Otherwise, the meat might turn a little bit of a gray color or dark brown color, which is natural and normal, but not appetizing. But do organic foods have nitrates? Well, it depends on the food, because foods like vegetables and fruits typically have fewer nitrates compared to conventional foods. So remember that source is absolutely everything. But nitrates, besides being that, are part of the nitrogen cycle and play an important role during the nutrition and growth and development of plants. But because of the cumulative properties, it is an important part of the leafy vegetables as well. Now, the issues become that vegetables accumulate a significant portion of the nitrates from nitrogen-based fertilizers, which are used to fertilize the plants for faster and bigger growth. And that's where we hear a lot of problems about nitrates. So we want to reduce it as much as possible. And one way is, for sure, definitely buy organic and look for that little label that you see on the sticker on your fruits and vegetables, and always try to buy the 9 if you possibly can, keeping in mind that 4 means conventionally grown, which may have a higher level of pesticides, and that's where the nitrate equation sort of comes into play here. So don't worry and panic, but at the end of the day, high nitrates in a food are a clue that it has been grown with pesticides. And many times it's not going to be organic in nature, it's going to be synthetic. So there are devices that you can purchase now on the internet that are nitrate meters. One that I like is from a company called Soaks, spelled S-O-E-K-S. Fairly inexpensive and a really user-friendly device because it has a little probe and you push it into the fruit or the vegetable. You key into the little menu pad as a LED screen what fruit or vegetable you're testing. And then it tells you what the normal level of nitrates would be per, say, 100 grams, for instance. And you do the calculation based on the size of the food, and instantly you have an idea of how many nitrates that you're dealing with. A very, very cool experiment, something you want to give a little bit of thought to, and for those of you who are up in the middle of the night like me, tinkering in the labs, well, I definitely like experimenting with my foods and seeing which of my foods have higher nitrate levels than perhaps maybe I would like to have. All right, now, next on our VEGO program for today, we're going to do a little bit of a company review, and we're going to look at a really sweetheart of a company called JJ Sweets. And this is a really, really cool company, and it started in about 2010, and the idea of the company came literally in a dream one night. Which they say is pretty silly, but he witnessed the kooky Willy Wonka like Candyman creating innovations like new candies that were not only delicious, but so healthy for our bodies and containing the same functional benefits. They were unique in flavor, drawing on old recipes, but infused a modern twist, and of course, for those who have global adventurousness inside of them. So inspired by a dream, JJ began this company making delicious natural sweets from sustainable sources, organic, healthier ingredients. And his interest in cooking from an early age and later on as an earth scientist, as a professional musician, and as a foodie He found candy making the perfect combination of all of his passions, including science, art, and food. And so candy making and bringing people's moments of joy was where JJ Sweets was born. And they have an amazing product here, folks, called Cocomels, Cocomels. And these are coconut milk caramels. And this is one of their flagship products. They make many products, but this is the one which is to absolutely live for. You are going to absolutely freak over this product. Now, they have a lot of different varieties. My absolute favorite is what's called the coconut milk caramels, Cocomel bites. And my favorite is the sea salt flavor. These look like little chocolate nuggets with caramel nougat inside. And they're smooth, creamy coconut milk caramel. And it is decadent, 60% dark chocolate, and just the right amount of sea salt, so it's perfectly balanced for these small little treats. Cocomels are award-winning, smooth, creamy caramels made with coconut milk instead of dairy. And they're made with premium ingredients, organic sweeteners, and deliver a very unique, delicious, mouth-watering experience that is healthier than your average candies. Now, it's also dairy-free. Certain of the varieties are dairy-free. They're plant-based, vegan, organic, non-GMO, gluten-free, kosher, made in the U.S., They have no corn syrup and no cane sugar, and they're USDA organic and verified by the Non-Genetically Modified Project. And the ingredients are pretty simple: organic coconut milk and water, the organic tapioca syrup, organic coconut sugar, some sea salt, and some xanthan gum, which is a natural thickening agent. And these are plant-based, and wow, do they taste amazing. Now, they also have this small little variety wrapped up in little packets called coconut sugar caramels, and these are like a hard candy. And boy, when they melt in your mouth, absolutely delicious. These are not chocolate ones. These are little candy ones that are wrapped up. And they have a whole variety of these different ones. They have the coconut milk caramel original, they have the sea salt that I just told you about, and then they have the caramel flavor. And those of you buying on the VEGO home food program, the price on them is absolutely astonishing. In fact, the original Cocomels, the regular retail is about $5.99, and these guys you can get for $4.79. And the coconut sugar caramels, which is the small ones wrapped up, again, $4.79. And that's the one today that I would like to make a recipe with. And so I'm going to show you how to make your own homemade chocolate bars. Let the celebration begin. Yes. So we are only going to be using 2 ingredients, okay, to make the base of the chocolate bar. And then you can fill the chocolate bar with anything that your heart desires. So, 2 ingredients. First, you're going to need some of the Cocomel candy versions, okay? And you can also use the chocolate version, so a package of those. And then you're going to need 1 jar of the Eco Ideas chocolate hazelnut spread. Okay, now I'm going to give you a warning here. Now, this is also available on our VEGO home program, and it's on the catalog, and it's in the price list. I'm going to tell you right now, you open a jar of this guy, you better make sure there's nobody else around, because you are not going to be able, if you taste it, you're done. You're not going to be able to stop until you eat the entire jar. And here's how you make this amazing recipe. Now, you can do it in a slow cooker. You can do this in a double boiler, or you can do it in one of those amazing little Instapots. Now, I got one of those Instapots for Christmas, and so I was always thinking, what kind of recipes can I do with this Instapot? Well, as it turns out, the Instapot has 2 settings, high pressure, low pressure. On the low pressure, it acts just like a double boiler. And so you put a pot of water on the stove, you put a strainer over the top, your other pot that sits on top, and then you put your ingredients inside, and you do a slow melt. You can do the exact same thing on the Instapot in about 5 minutes, low pressure, and it'll do it in a nice, even way and melt it. Don't put any metal utensils in when you're doing it so it picks up any of the flavor. Okay, you don't have to do any mixing until the last minute. Use a slotted spoon or a wooden spoon when you're going to be doing the mixing of the 2 ingredients. And once it's melted, then that's where the easy part comes in. Because once it's melted, all you have to do is dump into it whatever ingredients that you want. For instance, let's suppose I wanted to do a chopped hazelnuts. So the chocolate hazelnut spread and the Cocomel caramel, which has the sea salt in it, that's a perfect combo. And if you drop some chopped hazelnuts into it, you're done. You can do the same thing with some desiccated coconut. I could do it with some fudge pieces. So let your imagination run wild. go get yourself one of those molds that you can get at the candy store or at your local kitchen store, and it looks like little long slots in it. It usually looks just like a muffin tin, but instead of round, they're long like a chocolate bar. And you just pour your ingredients in. Now, the one thing I love doing is I like taking some parchment paper, putting it over the top, and then with my fingers slowly working it into the cavity of the mold, okay? And it makes popping out the chocolate bar a lot easier. Now, once you've got the mold covered with the parchment paper, then you take your melted hazelnut chocolate spread and the melted caramel cocos with the sea salt, and then I just, with my slotted spoon or wooden spoon, I mix in quickly and you fold in either the nuts or the coconut or whatever ingredient you want to flavor your chocolate bar. And then you pour that whole melted goodness into the mold, and then you just tamp down on the mold, boom, 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 and then pop it into the freezer. Now, here's the beauty. Once it comes out of the freezer in about 5 to 10 minutes, okay, you won't have to worry about it melting because the ingredients in it are designed in a way that it prevents the chocolate from melting. And so now you can pop out with the parchment paper. It comes out nice and easy and releases perfectly. These perfectly shaped logs, which look exactly like your favorite chocolate bar. And you can even sprinkle things on the top of it halfway in the freezing process. So while the chocolate is still a little bit gooey, you could sprinkle some desiccated coconut on top, a couple of hazelnut chocolate pieces or some walnuts or a couple of almonds on top to decorate your chocolate bars. Okay, not necessary, but it puts that nice little garnishing finish touch on it for you, which makes you look just that much more professional. And then the beauty is you can wait for the chocolate bars to soften up. It takes about a minute or two. And believe me, when you bite into it, you're going to be absolutely in heaven. It tastes absolutely divine. The tiger nut chocolate spread is delicious. Once combined with the caramel and the ingredients from the Cocomel and the starch, the tapioca starch that's in it, it solidifies and it tastes and has the same texture, bite, and flavor of your favorite chocolate bars. The difference is all of the ingredients you just put into these babies are all super healthy, and most of them are going to be organic if you choose these particular ingredients. What an amazing treat. We've got some pictures we're going to post up on our Instagram page on VEGO Food Show so that you can take a look at these babies. Absolutely delicious. Definitely give these guys a try. You will be super impressed in making your own homemade chocolate bars. And that is also, all those ingredients are available on the VEGO Home Program. Again, right from bgangel.com. Just follow the links on the homepage and get that catalog and get that price list. And it has the 20% off for all of our friends. And definitely you want to try it. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's show about VEGO, and we're going to always end the show off with our top 6 survival products, okay? And so our top 6 survival products are our Alaskan growing, flour company, the Tuscan barley couscous, our Laird's matcha hydrate, the beautiful, elegant rainforest water, that artisanal water, the barley Tuscan couscous for our members, regular retail $7.34. Our members pay only $5.87. And again, there's no membership fees here to join to get any of these products available. And oh, by the way, I should have mentioned is that if you get $125 worth of stuff, by the way, they will actually send it to your doorstep for free, folks. Wow, how's that for a nice bonus? And most of these products are actually tax-free. So check that out. That's also there available. Now, the rainforest water, which comes from Costa Rica, I'd like to get it in the silver aluminum bottle, which I reuse over and over and over and refill. And then I buy the cartons, the 500 ml carton, regular retail $2, only $1.60 for our members. Some of the best fresh rainwater that you've ever tried in your lifetime. And so this rainforest spring water is an amazing product. Definitely get yourself a case of that guy. Our number 4 item on our survival top 6 is the Jackfruit, which we'll be featuring in a future episode. And of course, the Jackfruit, regular retail $8, only $6.40 for our members. And the Konjac that we talked about at the top end of today's VEGO show, the Konjac, again, retail that guy normally around $5 retail, and our members pay only $3.98. And last, but certainly not least, item number 6 on our top 6 survival products, the whole green wheat frika spelled Freekeh. This is picked in Australia, and it's the green wheat frika, and you can make so many amazing recipes, and we're going to be making some frika burgers with this in a future episode. A tin of frika, 600-gram tin, regular retail $6.84, and our members pay only $5.47. And I put together an amazing list of suggestions for you if you wanted to place your first order. You're thinking, what kind of products should I start with? I have an amazing list. It's a $250 package, which includes a whole slew of items, which I've personally selected, part of the VEGO Home program, and of course the VEGO Food Show here that you're listening to in the podcast. And if you'd like that list, hey, just drop me a line to bgangel777@gmail.com, and I'd be more than happy to send you out my suggestion pick list, and that is a definite starter package, and they'll mail that entire order out to you for free from our friends at Eco Ideas International. I hope you enjoyed today's VEGO. Blessings to all of our vegetarian and vegan friends out there, and until we meet again, VEGO, and you're done.